All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started in just a second. I know you guys are still setting up. You guys can turn on your original sound whenever you're ready. This is Introductory Performance Seminar for September 6th, and there's just the three of us. So Miss Vu, Mr. Kutash, and myself. Like, no one has ever called me Miss Vu. All right, we'll get started in a second. Don't worry. You guys can just make sure your original sound is on and make sure that your cameras are already on, so I don't need to say that. What we're going to be working on in the first half is each of you is going to be playing your pieces that you've prepared for today. And in the second half, we're going to be going over movements in those pieces. So you'll play each other's pieces and we'll talk about the different movements. It'll be a pretty short class. I think we probably can, since there's only two of you instead of whatever, 6 or 7 that we normally have. So we'll be able to go a little bit more in depth and it won't be too long of a class. All right, let's get focused. Here is our setup for the day. Let me organize you guys by stage. So first up is Miss Eva. Let me pass it over to you. And whenever you're ready, you can announce your name and piece.
Hi, my name is Eva and I'm playing a short story.
All right, let's clap it up for her. Very nice. Good job. Well done. We're going to come back to you in a second. We'll talk about how to make it better and different things that's in your music. But for now, let's first do our performance through. So we'll come back to you in a moment. You can just hang tight and pass it over to our second performer, which is Kutash. And whenever you're ready, you can announce your name and piece.
Hi, my name is Kurtas and I'll be playing German dance in F major.
All right, let's clap it up for him. Not bad for a draft performance. That's your first performance of this piece all the way through. I didn't expect you to play it all the way through, so good job on that. Okay, let's go back to Eva, so that way we can make some improvements. And also, you can work on this, Kurdash, with us as you know how this class works. Now, the first question I want to ask both of you guys, and maybe Eva already knows this because she's been working on this piece, but Kirtash, you should already be able to kind of assess the same because your skill level is good enough that you should be able to do this. Of the 8 measures in front of you, with the first line being 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the second line being 5, 6, 7, and 8, what are the 2 hardest measures and why? What are the 2 hardest measures and why? I'll give you guys each a chance to practice or think about it for like 10, 15 seconds and then give me an answer. The why is actually more important than the actual answer. So if you say let's just say, for example, you say the first measure and the second measure are the hardest and you don't give me a good reason, even if that's true, it's not a good answer. We want to have both the correct idea of what makes it really difficult, like, and those measures need to be identified. Um, Eva, did you have this conversation with your professor? Maybe. Oh, we got the glasses back. Now she can see. They're cleaned. Okay. Thank you, mom or dad or whoever helped. You want to answer for us, Eva?
Oh, so is it like for us or is it like for everybody? Is my only question.
Yeah, for anybody. Yeah, for anybody. So anybody who plays this, what are the 2 hardest measures and why? The answers could vary a little bit, but for the most part, they should be the same.
I think sort of measure 7, I think.
Mm-hmm. And what was your second choice?
Well, that was my only choice. That's it.
Okay. So for the 2 measures, you just say this is the one measure that you feel is the hardest. Yeah. Okay. Why? What's your reasoning why?
Well, basically, like, sometimes I forget what notes. I sometimes get like they're different notes, so I just pause for a little bit. But
Mm-hmm. Kirtosh, you want to add to that? Why do you agree with this as the seventh measure is probably the hardest?
I might agree because you have to play left hand and right hand together, which you don't do in any of the other measures, which kind of does make this measure the hardest.
Yeah, exactly. Both of you guys are right. Okay. Eva said how she feels. She said, I sometimes I forget the notes. And what makes it particularly difficult is that we are not playing the same fingers. We are not playing the same notes. So we're playing different fingers and different notes in each of our hands. And as you mentioned, Kurdash, here we're playing 2 versus 4. Here we're playing 1 versus 4. That's not easy, but it's not that bad. Here we're playing 4 versus 4. That's much harder. Okay, arguably it's 4 times harder than the 1 versus 4. Arguably, we can't really prove that, but it's much harder. For anyone would agree that's much harder, especially the fact that we're not playing the same finger numbers. So although this is not a move, it is physicality and it's coordination, and this is what makes piano so difficult. So I'll give you guys a second, and Eva, what I would recommend to you to make you more and more confident in this part is to always start your practice by playing the last 2 measures. And so my focus today that I wanted to give you as like a token to help you get better at piano is when you find that there's a difficult spot, start on that and start from the difficult spot and really build your confidence on that and then back and do backwards practice, which I know that you know how to do because I'm sure you've seen that and heard that many times, right? And then we'd start from here and you go from there to the end. But I'll give you guys a second. Both of you should try it. Play measure 7 to the end. Just only 7 to the end. Don't start from the beginning of the line. Don't start at the beginning of the piece. Just start from measure 7. Finger 3 in the left hand is on E. And finger 1 in the right hand is on treble C. And you'll see very quickly, Krutash, I know there's not your piece, but you'll see very quickly it's very awkward to play this. Okay, so the 2 tools we're using at the moment are backwards practice, right? And X in a row. And my suggestion is to fill the X with a 3. So 3 times in a row. All right, Eva, you want to go first? You want to get it 3 times in a row? Just start from 7 and go to the end and try to get it 3 times in a row. I think you can do it. go all the way. Yeah, go all the way to the end of the piece. Boom.
Okay. Do I have
Yep.
to start over because I stopped?
Yeah, let's just start one more time. Yeah, go for it again. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. And I even like the dynamics at the end. That's one. Try to get two more in a row. Check your position. She's got two, ladies and gentlemen. Can she get three in a row? She needs to tighten her focus, keep her brain working. Can she get three in a row? Let's see. She's done it. Celebration. That's it. Okay. Um, and this is something you can use not just in this piece, but in any piece. So when you guys get to the toughest spot of any piece, just use backwards practice, use three times in a row, use all of your tools. Remember, we were talking about this the other day, Kritash. Remember this? Use all of your tools to solve your problems. Like if you're trying to dig a hole and you're using a hammer, you're gonna have a hard time. If you're trying to hang a picture on the wall and you're using a shovel, you're also gonna have a hard time. We need to use the right tool for the right problem. Okay, so right now we're using the right tools for the right problem, and you're gonna do really well, Eva. Okay, let's move on to Kritash here. Similar type of conversation. Here you had a few issues with your playing today, Kritash, and mainly it had to do with mapping. So all of the errors in the reading that you're having, I know that they're not permanent errors because you have played B flat in the past. When we practice with B flat. But I'm not sure. You did a good job of practicing slow. I heard you playing slow today. I'm not sure if you used our strategy that we used here before, did you? Remember the strategy I had where we played the left hand as chords and then we only added the F in the right hand? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you use that again ever since we used it that one time?
No, because I had to play all of the notes unless.
I know, but that remember, a practice strategy is a way to get better at that section. So what I'm trying to say is because maybe you didn't go over that spot, it caused you to forget how to position your hand onto the B flat. That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say. But what if you're talking more about the fact that you have to learn the last line, if that was your point, did you use that same strategy here?
Yeah, I tried, but like I couldn't get it because the third measure really confused me because I didn't know what note the left hand was in.
You can't identify that now?
No, I could, but I can't like stop for like a long
Oh, I
time.
see. Stop to adjust it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just sounds like you're in, like we were, obviously you're in an early phase of this piece. You'll get it. I think by next week's performance seminar, you'll pretty much be done with this piece. And then we can obviously move on after that. But see if when you're practicing this, you can practice it the same way that we talked about as far as strategy goes. And Eva, you can also try this too. See if you can play all three of these notes at the same time. So it's finger four, finger one on middle C in the left hand, finger two on the nearest black key to the left, which is B flat, and finger four on the G just below middle C. And then the next position is just an F major chord. So F, A, C. Thumb is still on middle C. Just play those two chords in succession. Can you do that for us first, Kritosh?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Let's try it again. Good. Excellent. And you don't need to lean forward and use all that body weight to play that, but you will do that kind of thing one day. But for this piece, I think you can just use your fingers. You should be strong enough to hold that out. Try it one more time. That's it. Good. And then using that same strategy that we had before, you probably would add what note next? What's the most frequent note in that group of two measures?
Um,
This one you got to think a little bit.
like in the right hand.
In the right hand, yeah. What's the most frequent note?
Um, I would probably say
I think there's only one answer.
It would be the one here because it's F.
That only happens once. So what happens twice is E, E.
Uh,
Okay, so let's add an E. And if you want, this is a good time to now count 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, almost. Not bad, but because you didn't count, this wasn't measured correctly. So again, that's like hanging a picture, but we didn't level out the picture, so now it's crooked. Try it one more time with counting.
alright. 1 and 2 and 3 and.
Very good, but you missed the left-hand chord on the downbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I came in a little bit late. Okay. This is how I would practice this section with you, and we probably will end up practicing it this way on Monday. But until then, you can practice it this way. You'll get much better at this section, Gudash. Much, much better. If you just, it's already almost there. And then this is a C, just so you know. The way you'll practice this is similar to what we did before. You'll play it as a chord and then just this F here. Okay. Good news. Both of you guys are all set for the day. That was our practice and our performance seminar. And I don't, have you ever had a performance seminar, Eva? Is this your first one that you've had on, or this? I've never seen you before on my seminar.
Oh, I had a different teacher 3 times in a row.
Oh, you went to a different day. Okay. Well, keep it up. You're doing great. It's good to see you.